thatmovieguyUK.
Not many people have the same filmography as the Papal Father of Cinema, Martin Scorsese. Let's be honest, from the films of Taxi Driver to Raging Bull to The Departed to The Wolf of Wall Street to Silence to The Aviator to Hugo even. Oh my god, like, basically this guy has made so many films that just are loved and adored and admired, and I'm sorry if I didn't mention your last movie. The Last Temptation of Christ, goddamn good movie. Age of Innocence, another one. Still, it actually had his actual new film, The Irishman, actually had a closing gala presentation at the London Film Festival this year, and also it distributed across UK cinemas for one night only prior to its Netflix release, and also a small cinema release, and I would implore you to go see this in the cinema. But The Irishman has been a long project for Scorsese. He wanted to make this for quite some time, and I am so glad that we're here to talk about it. Obviously with the plot, I don't really want to go into full detail, but all you need to know that is the story of Frank the Irishman Sheeran, who lives a very intriguing life within the circle of, well, you know, it's a Scorsese film. And basically it is the story of his connection with Jimmy Hoffa, a union president who is mega famous back in the day, but what is the biggest story about him is that he just disappeared. And, well, do we find out what happens? What Scorsese has given to us is a full package film. It really has so many themes that he has tackled throughout his whole body of work. It tackles family, relationships, faith, it tackles corruption, it tackles moral issues, it tackles a lot of stuff that just compiles into this film, and it just feels like an amalgamation of a career. And what's interesting about this film is that it's set out in 3 stages, where we begin with morals, then we go into actual corruption, and then we end up with the contemplation of faith. And that is like a core element that I really dug in this film. And obviously for 3.5 hours long, without Thelma Schoonmaker's editing, this film would feel like a very stodgy type of picture. What she provides is a sense of time, and this time is summarized very well. And I feel like Scorsese had a lot more to say, but without Thelma at his side, I don't think that this would actually work in the way that it should. And she should be recognized for this film, and I hope she does. Along with this, I think that the whole concept of this film is just really interesting, but at the same time, it doesn't actually give you a moral until the back end. The last 15 minutes of this film hit me like a ton of freaking bricks, and I did not anticipate to think of it in this way, but it's about the fragmentation of time and loss and how we try to reconnect with ourselves when we are knocking on heaven's door. And I think it is very poetically beautiful, but at the same time it's very daunting and a very harrowing experience, and I believe that De Niro just packs a wallop with this element of the third act. The de-aging is something that needs to be addressed. Obviously, I don't think it is that much of an issue in the film. I think it's very weird at times. There's a very famous photo of Robert De Niro with like giant platform shoes in one of the scenes in the making of it, which is hilarious because like Frank the Irishman was actually really tall, but De Niro was actually really short. So I think like stuff like that doesn't go out of my head. So I feel like the height difference between the characters changes at times, but regardless. But when it comes to the de-aging, I think it's a very interesting process, and I'm glad Scorsese didn't go down the road of just casting other people to play a younger De Niro, younger Pacino, younger Pesci. And, you know, you forget about it after a bit of time. Bobby Cannavale's hairpiece, though, is probably more disturbing than the de-aging in this movie. That's the easiest way to go with this. When it comes to the performances, though, it's a quadrilogy of performances. First of all, Anna Paquin. I adored her performance in this film as De Niro's daughter. She is not in the film as much as I want her to be, but she just brings so much to the table with just her judgmentation of her father. Nobody else has the guts to judge him, but just by a glare or a glance at him, you know that she is just thinking, what are you doing with your life? Like, what? This is not my father. Why are you doing this? And I just wish Scorsese did more with it. There's just so much more that Paquin's character could have done. Out of the 3 main cast, Joe Pesci steals the show. He controls every scene he's in, For the little guy that has been retired for 20 years, there's so much power, there's so much gravitas in his performance. He's giving me goosebumps thinking about this right now because it is so damn good. And his connection and his rapport with the people, and you can just feel like he is the man of the people within the community that he's in. And I just adored him from beginning to end, and just his evolution as a character is just so intriguing. That he's so quiet, but at the same time he just packs this wallop that you just don't expect. Pacino is stellar in this film. Also, I was very surprised. I've heard that he didn't do as much research for the film as you'd expect, but I feel like he embodied Jimmy Hoffa in a way that you would anticipate from Pacino. And again, a very good, strong performance from him. When it just comes to Robert De Niro, obviously, he is the title of this film. He embodies everything that this character provides, and it just shows that De Niro has still got it, even though he makes some very choicy roles. There is just, at times there is fragmentation of characters, and each character takes control of a period of time. Pesci is in control at the beginning, then in the middle section you have Pacino just taking over the show, and then De Niro just grabs the whole performance at the end, and you understand this like cohesive conclusion that De Niro provides. And there's just so much to De Niro's character that I'm still processing, and I do hope at some time I can give you more of a valid reason why I admired his performance, but I'm still reflecting more on Pesci, and it's crazy. I'm so happy for that. All in all, I think The Irishman is a very good film. I don't think it's one of his greatest movies, but it's definitely in the better half of his pictures, no doubt. I just wish that there was more development of Anna Paquin's character, and I do truly wish that there was a bit more giving a damn with the characters at times, because I didn't connect with anybody really until De Niro at the end, and I just wish there was more of a pull, because cinema, you have to pull in emotionally before you can actually fully embrace a film, I think, at times. And it was almost there, but it just didn't quite hit it. But all in all, I'm so glad I got to see this in the cinema, and I think that if this was Scorsese's last picture, which I doubt it, it would be a very nice way to finish. But that guy ain't gonna, he's not gonna finish until he's freaking 6 feet under. You know that, I know that. If you have anything that you'd love to talk about The Irishman, if you've seen it already, please comment below. I would love to discuss this film with anybody. I think I need to think more about De Niro, like I said. But yeah, go for it. All my information is below if you want to follow me on anything, Letterboxd, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Go for it. Subscribe if you wish, and do not subscribe, unsubscribe, like, dislike, go for it. I don't really care. It's all good because I'm here to talk about movies. And obviously, as we say on this channel, Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns, and obviously never change, and more LFF content to come soon.